Oyan South MP Betty Amongi is the chairperson for the Uganda Women Parliamentary Association, UOPA. She's an educated woman, well-traveled and earns well. She can afford most of the things she wants. Unlike any other woman, she experiences the menstrual cycle every month. This comes with some unwanted expenses.
The first 2 days is I have light menstrual period, which I can use like the medium heavy tampons. Then the last 2 days I use the heavy tampons, and 4 in a day. So of course, a tampon costs between 8,500 to 12,000. So if you look at on a monthly basis, I am spending around 25,000 on the aspect of menstruation.
In a year, she'll spend about 300,000 shillings, or approximately $300.
So if you are, for example, a person who doesn't earn enough money, 25,000 for some people is a salary. Even in the villages, there are those knickers that people cannot afford. Even mere old clothes that you can use and later wash is a problem to find.
Winnie Namkasa doesn't use tampons, she uses pads, and they're not as costly.
And the pads will go between 3,000 to 5,000 still, depending on the brand.
Panty liners go for 2,500 to 7,000 shillings, depending on the type and where you buy them. There could be additional expenses depending on the severity or longevity of the menses. A friend sent me a text from her neighbor who shared her expenses. Every month she spends between 3,000 to 5,000 shillings on injectable painkillers. These are a must-have, and she gets to every day for the 6 days that she bleeds.
Sometimes you'll have to go for Olfen, which is an expensive capsule. A strip would go for around 10,000.
Luckily for Winnie, her blood flow is light, so a packet of 8 pads is enough for the 2 days the menses last. 3,000 shillings on pads, plus about 4,000 shillings for panty liners, plus 10,000 shillings for the capsule. Then probably a dozen panties to cover the year. That's about 60,000 if each goes for 5,000 shillings. She buys tissue too at 1,500 shillings. That's 18,000 per year. Her total expense on all this for the year is 282,000 shillings. So assuming one began their menses at 12 years and goes into menopause at 50, they'll spend about 10.7 million shillings, approximately $3,500 in the 38 years of menstruation, going by the current cost of the items. But price is never static.
There are people who cannot even afford the pads that are sold at 1,000, those that are sold for 1,500.
During the monthly period, as women, we have to move with more than just one pad because change is vital to keep hygienic. Some of us use up to 4 pads or tampons in a day. That is all a cost. And remember, a woman normally bleeds between 3 to 7 days, though some can exceed that. So that is 4 pads every day. Some females use more than 3 packets during the course of the period because of heavy flow. Each pack contains 6 to 8 pads depending on the brand, though some pack 16 in one. And in case the flow somewhat gets through the pads and stains your dress, you need detergents to clean up. Another expense. Some women use the menstrual cup, which is reusable and can last up to 1 year or more. It's costly though. Some go for about $25, approximately 75,000 shillings. Others take fizzy drinks to calm the stomachache. Some may need about 3 tea bags for a cup, yet they may take more than 1 cup. A colleague told me her mom buys her a local medicinal clay herb known as mombwa. For some women, the acne that comes with the menses may require treatment, while others need lotions to soothe the burning sensation the pads create. But Winnie says she feels the pinch more when the menses eat into her time.
You don't even want to go to work. You do not even want to do anything. You feel lazy, you have mood swings. Perhaps some people feel like they want to shout. Other people want to just go to the sauna because the pain is too much.
That sauna visit will cost 10,000 to 15,000 shillings depending on the provider. Monthly visits will cost up to 180,000 shillings per year. The Women Parliamentary Association has been at the forefront of advocacy to lessen this burden.
We moved a motion in 2011 to remove taxes on all the pads and related issues that support women in their menstrual cycle.
Of course, some unscrupulous traders will keep the prices high despite the tax waivers, but Amonge says some traders comply, and that is a win. Parliament also passed a resolution for free distribution of pads to primary school girls.
The calculation on a monthly basis for government allocation would not be too much that we would not be able to afford.
UOPA plans to push for more policies to protect working women who may experience adverse effects of menstruation, like hospital admission.
For example, your boss decides that because you're in your menstrual period and you are supposed to be admitted, then maybe they decide that they should relieve you of your duty.
Another solution is to have women empowered economically, educated and able to sustain themselves through this period until such a time when all expenses related to this natural biological process are scrapped, be it in the government and private hospitals.
Just like we support distribution of free mama kits to pregnant women in hospitals.
Florence Naluyimba, NTV.